Hey there, I'm DPadGamer, and I am making this video to get you up to speed on everything being added to Animal Crossing New Horizons on November 5th, 2021. There will be chapter markers to help keep things organized, and any correction/supplementary info can be found in the comments below. So the 2.0 free update brings with it a bunch of new features that I've split into 4 main categories: island features, playable character stuff, home stuff, and for everything else, items. So first off, I want to mention Island Life 101, a new app that will be added to your phone once purchased for 400 Nook miles at the Town Hall Kiosk. This app apparently provides tips on enjoying your island. This looks like an in-game way to help introduce island features to new and returning players, so this is a good way to get you back up to speed. Next, our prayers have been answered. The Roost Cafe is being added to the museum to the left of the Art Wing's entrance. A cup of coffee there costs 200 bells, and you can visit the cafe alone, or with friends that are visiting your island, or with friends while visiting their island. Occasionally, island residents can pop in and get some coffee, and you can use the Animal Crossing amiibo figures and cards at the phone to invite various characters to the cafe. Some will apparently bring their own friends, like Mabel, bringing her 2 sisters. Waiting down by your island's pier, Kappn will offer boat trips that cost 1,000 Nook miles each. As with his previous appearances, he will serenade the player along the way. These mysterious islands that he takes you to have different terrain and offerings than what we've seen with the Nook Mile Islands via the airport. The first one we see has white rather than brown cliffs. There's climbable vines that we can collect, as well as mysterious flora that you can pick up. There are also palm trees growing on the grass and blooming bushes, which are 2 things we haven't seen before on the Nook Mile Islands. The big draw of these islands is that they can be a different season or a different time of day. Harv's Island, formerly a small plot of land with just Harv's studio on it, reached via the airport, has been expanded. Harv's friend Harriet has arrived to help turn the area behind the studio into a full plaza of shops. There are multiple mustachioed Lloyds to which you can donate bells to open a shop for Sahara, Kix, Red, Leaf, as well as one for Reese and Cyrus from Animal Crossing New Leaf. Those last 2 will let you customize ready-made furniture, like for example a grand piano, soft serve lamp, and a lighthouse, that sort of thing. Katrina's fortune shop is making a return so that she can reveal your fortune for the day. While I'm assuming that means that the luck mechanic is being added, which was in every previous Animal Crossing game except New Horizons, I can't say for sure. Also seen in the plaza is Tortimer, offering to help put something into your storage or take something out, saving you from going back and forth to your island. Also, Harriet will teach you some new hairstyles. Another important feature is the Pro Construction license purchased for 3,000 Nook miles at the kiosk. This simply increases the max number of bridges and inclines you can have on your island by 2, so you go from having a max of 8 bridges and 8 inclines to 10 bridges and 10 inclines. Isabelle will now let you enact ordinances. The options shown are Beautiful Island Ordinance, Early Bird, Night Owl, and Bell Boom. While these specific effects weren't given, it's the same 4 ordinances that were seen in Animal Crossing New Leaf, so they should have similar, if not identical, effects. There are 9 new fences being added, which I believe are taught with the custom fencing in a flash item sold for 2,500 Nook miles, though that might just teach you how to customize them and then the DIYs are scattered around, but either way. The fence types shown are Park, Block, Corrugated Iron, Large Lattice, Log Wall, Bamboo Slats, Green Bamboo, Log, and Frozen. As I said, some fences can be customized. A new type of tool is being added called the Ladder Setup Kit, which lets you place permanent ladders around your island. This DIY recipe is bought at the cabinet in Nook's Cranny for 2,000 bells. We see at least 3 variations of the wood ladder, and during the shots near the end, we also see the red and blue metal rung ladder, so one would assume that there are multiple DIYs out there. A tape deck will be added to your plaza in front of your town hall, which can be interacted with to start group stretching. You can do stretches using the button controls or motion controls via the Joy-Con controllers. You can do this on your island alone, with friends over, or over at a friend's island while visiting. Another new feature is that your island residents might invite you to visit their home, or make a surprise visit to your home, which is neat. As for new villagers, as you can see in this infographic by Twitter user Crossing Colleen, there are 16 new villagers being added in the 2.0 update. There are a lot of really cool designs, some of which I want on my own island. And as far as I'm aware, there are no restrictions to these. They can just show up at your campsite, randomly move in, or be found on mystery islands with Nook Mile tickets. But yeah, Moving into character stuff, we are getting 10 new hairstyles. There are 4 learned via the top 4 Fab Hairstyles item, sold for 1,200 Nook miles, and the other 6 are being taught by Harriet over on Harv's Island. There are also new reactions added with the new reactions notebook for 3,300 Nook miles. Shown are Stretch, Double Wave, Jammin', Listening Ears, and Say Cheese. Speaking of, another Nook Mile item costing 1,500 is the Pro Camera app. This will allow you to enter the handheld camera mode, which moves the camera to your character's eye level. You could then walk around freely for some point of view shots. Characters will react and wave to you while doing this, and you can change to tripod camera mode to then be in the shot. Lastly, the Custom Design Patterns Plus, which I believe were previously unlocked via befriending Sable, can now be used for clothing, floors, and walls. Now for more home stuff, Tom Nook will now allow you to customize your home's exterior with more options. There are also more max storage upgrades. The previous max was 2,400, and now there are 3 more increases: 3,200, 4,000, and finally 5,000 items, which is awesome. Next, purchased for 2,500 Nook miles at the kiosk, the Pro Decorating license will allow you to place ceiling decor in your home. The examples shown are the wood shade lamp and hanging shelves. In the glamour shot, we could also see a hanging light bulb and these fancy spiral lights that I don't know what to call. You can also place accent walls, which means giving a single wall its own wallpaper. This, along with the added use of Custom Designs Plus, means way more options for decor. Speaking of, your villager can now traverse through smaller spaces between furniture. This is also when they decided to show us a returning fan favorite item, Froggy Chair. Speaking of, let's talk items. There will be new items sold at Nook's Cranny, like ceiling decor, as well as new stuff. We're shown an amazing machine, as well as what I could only describe as a gamer PC. At the Nook Miles kiosk in the town hall, in addition to the previously discussed items, you'll find Be a Chef, DIY Recipes Plus, which costs 2,000 miles. This, as you would expect, unlocks cooking recipes. There are 2 new tabs in the crafting menu, one being savory, which we see, and the other being a cake, which I assume would be sweet, which we do not see. The new farmable ingredients used for said recipes are wheat, tomato, sugarcane, potatoes, carrots, and more. I'm not really sure if "and more" is referring to more farmables beyond pumpkins, or they're instead just referring to more things you can use like fruits and mushrooms, but yeah. These food items can be placed as decoration or consumed. When the player eats what looks to be a pizza, they gain 5 of 10 energy, which is nice. There are also a bunch of new Nook Mile items which were shown mixed in with old stuff, so I'll just show the list and which are old and which are new. Also shown are 2 new placeable things. The storage shed connects with your home storage, so it does not give you extra space, but it can be placed almost anywhere on your island, making accessing your storage way easier. Also, in the trailer, the player selects multiple items to store when accessing the storage shed, so that might be possible with your home storage while in your home as well, hopefully. The other placeable is the ABD Kiosk, so that you can deposit and withdraw your savings without having to go all the way into the town hall. There are also more songs from KK Slider, 12 to be specific. You can choose to play them on a newly added music box, which sounds nice. Lastly, but definitely not leastly, gyroids are returning, which can be dug up similar to fossils. If you don't know, gyroids are weird sort of living statues that shake and dance while making some kind of noise. They're great for adding music and life to your home. Gyroid fragments can be buried and watered and will mature into a gyroid overnight. In the trailer, they mention that if gyroids have grown on your island, you might find more the day after it rains. We only get 3 named gyroids: a squeezoid, a drumoid, and a squeakoid. However, we see 10 different gyroid types in the 2 shots that were shown. They could also be customized, with the squeakoid being shown as having 5 different color variations. Final note, this will apparently be the last major free content update for Animal Crossing New Horizons. On that topic, let's shift gears and discuss everything being added in the Happy Home Paradise DLC. It's releasing the same day as the free content, but it must be purchased via the Nintendo eShop for $24.99, or as part of the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack service, which costs $49.99 a year. If you choose to access the DLC via the Nintendo Switch Online Expansion Pack, and later cancel said subscription, Nintendo confirmed to Eurogamer that players will still continue to access certain things they unlocked in the Happy Home Paradise DLC on their main island, including adding counters, partition walls, as well as adding ambient lighting and soundscapes, even if their access to the DLC is suspended. I know that sort of spoils what I was just about to talk about, but I thought it important to mention at the top. Anyways, the Happy Home Paradise DLC has you taking a trip via the airport to the Paradise Planning Resort, an archipelago where you'll be working with Paradise Planning to create homes for various different clients, each having a specific vision. The first example we're given is Maple, a bear who wants a bountiful bear bungalow. For each client, you pick out an island in the archipelago for the home's location. Each island has different terrain, yards of varying sizes and shape, among other things. When designing the home, you have to have a few required items, with the rest being up to you. As you can with the free update, you can add ceiling decor and accent walls. As you play, you'll unlock more features for designing, like being able to change the room's width and length. You can also use partition walls and pillars to divide up the space, select the lighting color from a number of options, and adjust the lighting's brightness with a slider. You can also use a new feature, Soundscapes, to adjust the atmosphere. Shown are 14 themed options like ocean and construction. You can also polish furniture, which might add some effects. Shown on one is sparkles, and then with two, which are both flowers, there are now little butterflies floating around them. For the yard, you can add trees and flowers, decorate, and even build paths from a top-down view. You can also move the house within the space, change its exterior, the season, time of day, and weather. For doing all this planning work, you are rewarded back at the Paradise Planning office with Poki, their proprietary currency, which you can use in the office to purchase hard-to-find items that you can then take back to your island. As you do more work, you'll unlock more furniture to be used while planning, so you might enjoy going back to previous clients and touching up their homes. You can also suggest that two clients be roommates, which should lead to a lot of interesting combinations. Eventually, you can design facilities on the main Paradise Planning island, like a school, restaurant, hospital, and probably more. Your home designs are saved as a screenshot that you can take, which can then be shared via the Happy Home Network app. Said app also allows you to view and even visit other players' designs, assuming you have a Nintendo Switch Online membership. Using amiibo figures and cards, you can invite characters to design them a vacation home. This is demonstrated with Isabelle and Timmy and Tommy, which tells me that you're not just limited to characters that can be villagers, so we could finally make Tom Nook his own home. You could also use these techniques that you've learned on the archipelago, like partition walls, pillars, counters, lighting, soundscapes, and polishing, back at your own home on your island. You can also invite your island residents to the archipelago themselves. And after designing a certain number of homes on the archipelago, we don't know exactly how many, you can ask to remodel your resident's home on your island. Note that during this, some vacation home design features will be unavailable, including room size adjustments. That said, that's about all I have to share. I don't normally make these sort of content overview videos, so let me know if you found it helpful, and if I should do more for this or any other games in the future. Thank you for watching. Thanks to my channel members for their support, with an archipelago-sized thanks to Pseudonymous Achilles Rhodes and Captain Crayfish for being super fans. That's it for this one. I have some other Animal Crossing videos you can watch if you're interested, a couple of which I describe features I would want that have been added with this update, which is awesome. But yeah, that's about it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.